This is the Kings of Rice.
This is Ultima.
And this is MGT Cast. I'm gonna leave that one in there.
Yep, yep, yep.
And for this new installment, I kind of wanted to avoid this subject because, like, the internet is so like, I guess the public in general is so like, just this and that. I guess it could be expressed a lot better. But we're gonna talk about wrestling,
Yay.
or at least this era of wrestling, the PG era. Well, we'll discuss it a little bit.
Well, I think technically it's been considered to have shifted a little bit to reality era. Is kind of what
No,
they
even it just like I don't know if it's
post brand split era in general.
so basically an icky era. So so in the famous words of Daniel Bryan at the Hall of Fame ceremony, wrestling is fake. I'm gonna put that out there. We know it's fake. Thank you. Uh, so I
You
mean,
know it's fake, right? No, I'm just kidding.
yeah, I know it's fake, right? Okay, yeah, I gotta say this. There's a there's a thing my dad likes to say, like, I guess you could say arrogantly. He
Hmm.
goes, "Oh, it's all in the script. We all know that. Thanks." Like he knows it. We know it. He's been watching wrestling longer than I have. He's been watching wrestling before I was born. 26 years old, turning 27 in September. Uh,
Whoop,
but
whoop.
but here's the thing, like like I find I find it harder and harder to watch wrestling like nowadays. I mean,
Mhm.
I still watch the pay-per-views regardless, and
Yeah.
I catch the weekly shows like by pieces. Like I
Uh-huh.
like leaving in and out of the room and stuff, but it's just like what they're doing right now with the authority and like basically the main thing is the authority. So like I hate like how they're trying to like bring back like the corporation like under someone else's under someone else's name, and like like honestly you can't have like a corporation like sounding heel group without Vince McMahon.
Hmm.
What do you think about it? I mean, I already expressed it for like in mind. Like Vince McMahon is like an integral part of what the corporation is, and they're just making trash out of it, I think.
Yeah, I think look the thing with Vince is like okay, there's some things with Vince McMahon that I definitely have an issue with and whatnot, but here's the thing: Vince is always willing to like get his comeuppance, you know. So like when he would be in charge of things, like Austin would stun him, or just like a lot of these things, and it's like I don't know, Stephanie and Triple H is just like it's almost like oh they're untouchable, you can't do anything to them. So it's like I don't know, it's like well, I'm watching this for it because I know the authority's gonna win.
Yeah, because like with like you said, like Stone Cold came out and would stun Vince. It's like Vince would like make it a point, like everyone else in Pyre would make it a point that they're in charge.
Yeah.
But like I mean, everyone, there people do come out and like say, oh, like blah blah blah, this and that, BS and this and that. But like Stone Cold make it a point to say, is that what you think? And that's what made the Attitude Era so dope. I mean that's I mean we've you listen to the podcast and stuff and like from other wrestlers and like or people talking about like the past and what it was and why it's so much better than now. I mean I agree. I mean it's so much better than now, but like you gotta change or else I'm not saying that it would have died off if it would have died off in a bad way if the Attitude Era never ended, because it had to end sometime. But like
Yeah.
with I mean it wrestling up and down like ever since, but like but they still won regardless. WCW doesn't exist anymore. ECW doesn't exist anymore. You know
Yeah.
they I heard TNA's falling out.
Oh yeah, they're going through a lot of trouble. I think they might be done.
So so now basically it's like WWE won. You know
Hmm.
so regardless of what you think, they're going to be here for a long time.
Oh yeah.
So it's really then let's just say let's move on here from there and say like me and you we grew up we grew up like during a really dope time in wrestling.
Hmm.
You know, uh, I mean we were talking about it right before we started recording this. Is like uh, I've been watching wrestling for about 20 years at this point.
Yeah.
So let's just give or take a year. So like it, it was like the up and coming basically. We were seeing this happening. We witnessed the birth and the fall of the Attitude Era,
Yeah.
and like and let's just say let's just say all talents aside, I understand that these guys are good wrestlers and like in that. I just don't like the new wrestlers that are coming in. I mean,
Uh-huh.
let's just say give or take like Sami Zayn. I mean I don't follow the independent scene so much, but like Sami Zayn really caught my eye coming through the independents. I've always liked the dude.
Uh,
He's cool. You know,
yeah.
I'm not gonna hate on every wrestler that's come out of the independent, but like I find independent to be very boring. And a lot of people will hate me
Yeah.
for that, but I say fuck it. I like story driven. I like stories very to be very driven. I just don't
Yeah.
like
I mean,
and if the commentary's bad, what the fuck,
yeah.
you know?
Well, mm, I mean, I guess my only issue with that is I feel there's times where WWE commentary is like kind of ugh itself,
Well, I mean, yeah,
and
it has its really like yucky moments,
yeah,
but like
yeah. Um,
I'll tell you where it was really yucky moment was when the Miz was the champion. That was a real icky moment in like WWE history.
Miz was champion. Michael Cole was full on heel, and it was just like,
Oh,
oh god.
it was like, oh, come down here, Miz. I want to suck your dick. Uh, basically,
Yeah,
like it was really bad to me. I just don't know why I didn't like it, and and since it's yeah okay, but I'll let you know right now. I know what my favorite wrestler of all time is and it will always be the Undertaker. You know, you know, I mean, you have your opinion, I have mine. I think he's GOAT, greatest of all time. I mean, for you, it's Shawn Michaels,
oh yeah,
and I totally
absolutely.
respect that. Undertaker, Undertaker will always be number two to Shawn Michaels, and Shawn Michaels will always be number two to the Undertaker. You know,
Yeah,
it it's just how it goes. So
absolutely.
it it is what it is. I just don't like the wrestlers that are coming in. You know,
Uh, I, I will say this: since Shawn Michaels retired, yeah, I'll go through phases where I just get really bored with wrestling, and it's like only a handful of guys have made me like excited to watch wrestling. The last few years, I'm trying to remember when Shawn Michaels retired exactly. I think it was like 2009.
and he's had those stints where he's returned and super kicked someone,
Yeah,
which was
but
those very
he
shining
hasn't.
moments.
To his credit, he legitimately stayed retired. He hasn't had an actual match.
Yeah, so he would
So
just make those returns
yeah,
for like
but
stipulation or
I
you know
mean, other
referee
than
being a referee aside.
other than CM Punk for a while, um, the Shield in general, I liked. Um,
I'm gonna let you know
di-
because like as a wrestling fan standpoint, I didn't like the Shield. I didn't like the Shield from a wrestling fan standpoint, but like the
yeah,
Shield was like from a looking in standpoint as a and as a wrestling fan like as a wrestling fan standpoint, when you watch the
yeah,
from a show standpoint, being a fan
mhm,
and being who you liked, I didn't like the Shield, but but thinking logically, they were like such a good idea.
yeah, and like I mean, you know, Punk and the Pipe Bomb and um, Shield, Ambrose post Shield was huge for me. But gosh, there's just there's just a lot of times where like there'll be just long stretches where it's like there's nothing that excites me, and it's like I still watch it because I just love wrestling in
Oh
general.
yeah, like
But
I mean wrestling, when people I like older people like I know they were like, "Damn, you still watch wrestling?" I was like, "Yeah." And like, we would have the brief like talks about like, "Oh, dog, who's still in it?" Like, and sometimes, they get the people who, don't really watch wrestling anymore, the older people, and then some people will be like, yeah, dog, like this was before the Undertaker streak was broken, and they were
Yeah.
like, is the Undertaker still undefeated at WrestleMania? I'd be like, damn, yeah, he is actually, and people
Yeah.
would be really surprised. But yeah, you get that now and again, like, oh, like,
Yeah.
yeah, you still watch wrestling? I was like, yeah, it's not as exciting before, but I'm still a fan.
Yeah.
But
Mm.
I'm gonna say this. I don't know if I said it at the beginning, but like, I I think outside of certain sports fans, I think wrestling fans are probably the dumbest set of fans ever.
Oh God, horrible. I,
Horrible.
I mean, I don't know.
And
It's just like
and some people will listen to this and say, "But wait, aren't you a wrestling fan too?" Yes, I'm calling myself stupid. I am one of those
I'm
dumb
probably
wrestling
not
fans.
much better than these people, but in my mind I am. I'll be
Obviously,
honest right now.
you always think you're better than somebody.
In my mind I'm like I'm not that bad, and then
Oh
like there'll be
no,
times where I'm totally like that bad.
but I just say wrestling has gotten to a point to where like with the social media and with the and with the
Yeah.
articles that come out on the internet,
Yeah.
basically we all know the for people like us, like
Yeah.
we know when the store where the stories are gonna go, or sometimes we do get legitimately surprised.
Yeah.
But I sit there and I watch matches, like especially like main event matches on pay-per-views
Mm-hmm.
on the WWE network for 9.99, LOL. Uh,
Uh,
um, I legitimately I'll be like they'll be in like in pinfalls and be like, and I'll say kick out.
yeah.
And if I don't say anything, then that the match is over. Basically, I'm sitting there. I'm like kick out.
Yeah.
But like, here's another thing I hate though. Is is this comes out for recently for people like I know, and you know people that the same, basically almost the same people I know. But like I hate it when people come in, like, let's just say they haven't been a wrestling fan nearly as long as we have, but then they're trying to
Uh,
tell me that, like, they try to talk to me like I don't know wrestling. Like
mhm.
let's just put this for an example. Let's just say the 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 recent Kevin Owens John Cena match, completely stupid. I don't like either of the characters. Uh, and
I'm
I've had to explain myself to certain people at certain points, extents, why I don't
yeah.
like John Cena or why I don't like Kevin Owens. The
Yeah.
fact is, I think Kevin Owens is a very boring cookie cutter heel. John Cena is uh, a
John Cena's John Cena.
very boring cookie cutter baby face
Yeah.
at this point.
Yeah.
Um, and it's like and it's like I hate it. I'll be like I openly express like dislike for people copying other people's moves, and
Uh-huh.
then like a person I was watching it with goes, yeah, yeah, dude, it's part of the ring psychology, dude. I've been watching wrestling for about 20 years. You think if I don't know ring psychology, I must have hit my head and got amnesia, you know? Like,
Yeah.
dog, I know what it means when they copy moves, but I don't like it when they do. Because it's
Yeah. I
almost saying like
understand.
I'm not trying to be this person, but you're using their moves, dog. I don't care if you're mimicking it for mental damage.
Yeah.
It's like I'm just like, dog. I I can't have you talking to me like I don't know anything. It's frustrating.
Well, I mean, that's wrestling fans. Honestly, like, uh, it's just like, um, so like, I don't know, like really big, like, and like I'm a little more active on the online wrestling, internet wrestling community. Um, just because I go on Reddit a lot and whatnot. And also, I'd like to point out, I'm actually a big fan of Kevin Owens personally.
I mean,
Not a big
I'm
fan of
not.
John
Yeah,
Cena.
I'm not. I mean, I'm not gonna judge you or anything. It's just
Yeah.
like I understand. I'll let everyone know I don't like Kevin Owens. Period. I mean, I don't know the personal life of Kevin Owens. That's his personal life. Like, I I just don't like the character in general. So, I mean, I'm not saying that Kevin Owens isn't a good wrestler. That's not what I'm saying.
Yeah. But it's like it's kind of funny. It's like it's a very there's an issue that I find, especially in this internet day and age, and it's like as I'm getting older, I'm seeing it, and so like so you know how like we'll have attachments to things
Oh yeah.
from our older days,
Hmm.
you know, it's nostalgia and whatnot.
Oh yeah, all the time.
So
Dog, we
like,
play video games.
yeah,
Nostalgia.
yeah, yeah, exactly. Um, so like, people get very defensive over newer stuff when like people criticize newer things that happen because I don't know what it is, but it's like their first response is not to like address the criticism. It's just to say, yeah, but such and such did this. Um, like, all right, Pokemon's Gen 5 and 6. Like, if you said, like, you go on the internet, it's like, oh, I think this new Pokemon looks stupid. Yeah, well, Voltorb's just a Pokeball. It's like, okay,
But
that
that's
doesn't
not
change the
that,
fact
that
that
that's not
this
exactly
Pokemon is
addressing the
stupid.
issue.
Yeah, it's like they try to like, well, Gen 1 had stuff. It's like even if you don't say anything, it's like if you have a problem with something in the current product, it's like you obviously are just like,
You're a scrub, basically.
yeah. Like I was furious like last and honestly it's becoming a recurring theme. Like they really just aren't letting this Rollins Ambrose thing just like finish or have like a definitive, you know, end.
Yeah.
And like last year, Hell in a Cell. Because here's the thing, Cena and Orton proved this. You can pick up a rivalry anytime you feel like it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But like the Hell in a Cell match when Wyatt showed up in the middle of the Hell in a Cell match. You know, Hell in a Cell match is supposed to really like end feuds, culminate things, whatever.
Yeah.
Bray Wyatt shows up as a hologram, ends the match, which was a great match at the time. I thought it was the stupidest thing on the planet, and I was very vocal about that on uh, the R squared circle, the wrestling subreddit. That it was a stupid finish to me. And oh my god, all I got was like, yeah, but Kane interrupted the original Hell in a Cell match, and it was
Like, who gives two
okay.
dog shits about that? I'm talking about the
I was
current
like,
match.
yeah, I was like, how many? First of all, that was 17 years ago. Let's get that out of the way.
For real.
Second of all, there's also varying circumstances in that situation.
Oh, of course.
We it was like pretty much foreshadowed that Kane was going to show up.
Yeah,
You
I
know
mean,
what I
if you've
mean?
never seen it, let's just say
Yeah.
go get. Let's just say if you have the WWE Network, go fucking watch it.
It's like I think it's called Bad Blood, and it's from 1997.
Yeah, fucking go watch it.
The October 1997 pay per view. It's Shawn Michaels versus Undertaker, the very first Hell in a Cell match.
Dope match, by the way.
Yeah, I
Um,
think it was. I think it was the last one of the big like wrestling like reporters. It was like the last WWE match. He gave 5 stars to.
damn.
I know it's like 18 years.
All right, but we'll say this though. Hologram appearing, he did it again
Yeah,
on Sunday.
yeah, no, and that's the thing. I think Bray Wyatt's cool. I think they could do a lot of cool
Dude,
things with him,
yeah,
but they just use him when they don't know how to get out of like a corner they booked themselves into.
But at the same time, he's like they portray him as this creature who appears to mess everyone else's shit up. I mean,
Yeah.
let's just say that's happened a lot over the span of wrestling becoming what it is.
Yeah,
But like, I'm not saying it's old or anything. And again, and like you said, I do love. He's one of he is like my like as far as like characters like that go. Like he's similar to the Undertaker in that certain fashion. So
yeah,
I've become very attached to the character because he is like one of the newer characters that I really like.
yeah.
But I mean, he was wearing a leather butcher's apron.
Yeah, has he worn that before? That kind of threw me
I
off.
think he might have, but it was just odd.
Yeah,
And I'll let everyone know right now, for personal opinion wise. Uh. What the fuck? Roman Reigns didn't need that. Some people think I'm wrong, but I personally don't think he needed it. Although I didn't need Sheamus to win it either, but I didn't see anyone
Yeah.
else winning it. For some reason, I didn't see Randy Orton winning it. Bad
Yeah.
move though. At the same time, uh,
Yeah. I mean, I feel like it was the one guy. It was like even like the smarmiest like internet wrestling community crowd who like doesn't really care for Reigns because they think he's the new John Cena.
his name's not John Cena, by the way. It's Roman
Yeah,
Reigns.
exactly.
Uh,
Like even they were like you could tell it was like after Wyatt stopped Roman Reigns from winning, they were happy, but then Sheamus wins and they were like, "Oh God, actually, just give us Reigns. That's it. That's better than
I was like,
this."
well, fuck you. You wanted it. You didn't want it to
I
happen.
know
And
this
this is what
what
you
you
get.
wanted. This is what you wanted. You.
But let's now let's switch
I don't
gears.
know.
Let's
It's just
now let's switch gears here for a second. So let's just say with all the bullshit that's going on, and all of even less wrestling I'm watching because like it's so ridiculous, and
yeah.
and I think you might know where I'm going with this, but let's just say at this point in time, we need we need the legitimizer to come back, and I hear he's coming back.
I texted Toby yesterday
Yeah.
after the pay-per-view. I said, I swear to God, if Brock Lesnar doesn't show up soon, I'm like so over wrestling right now.
Dude, I swear to God, like when like really in this era of wrestling, when Brock Lesnar came back, it literally legitimized wrestling again.
Yeah. No, seriously. Now ESPN tweets about wrestling.
Now here's the thing. I hate to say this because but I will say it because I'm a wrestling fan. But let me tell you how many people. Let me guess how many people were Brock Lesnar fans after he beat up John Cena.
Oh, ever.
Now you guys always hated on me because I was a Brock Lesnar fan.
No, okay, no, hold on. In my defense, I feel like the issue was, I. All right, there were two things. One, Brock
Okay.
Lesnar was like super like 2003 Madden Rams on freaking SmackDown. Here comes the pain. That
But
was
here's
one
the thing. But you knew I was always a Brock Lesnar fan. So
Yeah. No, but the thing was, we were like, yeah, Brock Lesnar, your favorite wrestler. You're like, no, stop.
yeah, because you guys were being so ridiculously literal about it. Like it was so dumb. Like it got annoying. But let's just say like I have never I only really want to watch wrestling when Brock Lesnar's on.
I think
At this
the
point.
thing right now is like he's just like, it was so much symbolism in him crushing John Cena in that way is that I think now a lot of people just see him as like a symbol of hope that
That's true, and I understand that.
something new and exciting is
Yeah,
going to
and-
happen.
yeah,
So
and I
like now when
understand
Brock
that. That
Lesnar's
make-
around,
that-
you feel like
That makes
oh,
sense.
it could be something different now.
Then I guess I will apologize a little bit for some of the people out there. But yeah, I am sorry for that remark.
Oh yeah,
in certain fashions.
I mean, it was like, I mean, there's a small part, you know, it's like part of it's like, okay, he was UFC champion, Brock Lesnar comes back, it's like, oh, this is cool, you know, former UFC champion. But absolutely, he went over John Cena the way he did. Pfft, good dog.
it needed it. That's what needed to be done.
Yeah,
And let's just
He's
say
got the best manager in the business
every
right now.
every match Brock Lesnar's been in after that point, fucking ridiculously awesome.
Yeah,
All right.
absolutely.
Now whether or not he had an actual broken rib during that triple threat match, but
Yeah.
like, you know, they say he did. But if you've had a broken rib and you're German suplexing a guy that you've already lifted off the ground,
Yeah,
like if you picked him up already and he's not on his feet and then you proceed to German suplex the guy with a broken rib apparently, you are a fucking monster and we need you here. Okay?
yeah.
So, with that said, hopefully Brock Lesnar comes back. Like, you know, I mean, I hear from everyone he's coming back soon. I don't know exactly when,
Yeah, yeah.
but Brock. But
That's
then
the
again,
talk.
WWE Network. Oh, there's that familiar sound.
Yeah.
Basically, they sent all my, because you know when you have the WWE Network on your mobile devices, it tells you stuff. It tells you news, and it says Brock Lesnar will be fighting Seth Rollins at Battleground.
Okay.
Now, but here's the thing. Well, we need to wrap up. But here's the thing. I have a feeling that it's going to be stupid if he doesn't win. He probably, for some reason, I have a feeling Brock is not going to win over some bullshit, and then like he'll win it at SummerSlam.
Absolutely. They're gonna drag this out till SummerSlam.
It's so stupid though.
Yeah.
And then
My
and then
my
and then, and then I'm hearing these rumors about Seth fighting Triple H and shit at SummerSlam, but it's stupid.
my honest guess before we go,
Yeah.
Brock's gonna get disqualified
No,
at Battleground.
but here's the thing. I'm okay with it at first because he just needs to be back. He needs to beat
Yeah.
the living dog shit out of everyone and everything.
Mhm.
Okay? Because
And then,
that's what he is. Because he's Paul Heyman's client, Brock Lesnar, the man who put the 21-1. Although I
Yeah.
hate to say that because I'm such a big Undertaker fan.
Yeah.
And I was so
Well-
torn during that match though.
yeah.
I hate to
Well,
say it.
Thanks to Bray Wyatt, it's now 22-1.
Yeah, 22-1.
Yep.
But with that said, maybe we'll talk about wrestling again. Although I'm gonna try to avoid it.
Yeah. Maybe after SummerSlam or something.
Yeah, probably
give
after
give it some
SummerSlam,
time.
after some bullshit, after some more bullshit, and then
Oh, absolutely.
whenever Brock Lesnar comes back to legitimize the WWE again, and be
Yeah.
its champion.
Like he's supposed to be.
All right. So basically, I hate it is what it is, and I
Yeah.
hope to avoid it. But we will be back soon to talk about more wrestling. This was
Yep.
a long one. This is the Kings of Rice.
This is Ultima.
Have a good one.
Remember, it's fake.